started my 10-minute summary kind of makeup routine, and I'm going to show you how I do it today. This video is going to probably be longer than 10 minutes because I'm going to explain all of the steps and whatnot. I'm going to do the fuller glam version today. I also have like super quickie versions where I don't use all of the products, and I'll tell you what I'll skip out on if I'm really in a rush. But the main purpose for me behind this routine is just to look put together really quickly, and also especially if I'm going somewhere where I'm gonna be outside and sweaty. I live in South Florida. It's really, really humid here, and my face just perspirates a lot. So for days that I know I'm gonna be outside and my makeup would be melting off my face, I do a routine like this because sweat has very little effect on this. So let's go ahead and get into it. The first thing that I actually do is eyebrows because I get a lot of eyebrow product on my face. You'll see I have been super into a feathery style brow, and I feel really good about myself because I don't need to fill in my brows. You might need to depending on your brow, but if you have enough hairs, when you use this product you can get away without filling it. So this is the Rephr Brow Sculpt. You can also use any like brow soap, anything that's really, really heavy duty. This is my favorite though for days that I am not going to put anything else in my eyebrows. So this is super heavy duty, and I've been asked how I get my everyday feather brow. This is how, and you can see how product gets everywhere and it's really messy. That's why I don't do anything before this. So I'm just making sure the product is coated through the brow. And for the feather brow that I do, that I used to talk ish about, but now I like it, I don't really go straight up. I try to go more of a slant. So I'm gonna use the tool that's on the other side, and I'm flattening this out before it dries. So we're gonna look a little bit electrocuted here at first, and then once we get there, and I do have it go straight up towards the start of the brow, once I look electrocuted, I'm gonna take the brush and then just push her down. And that's it. And this is how I've been getting my everyday feather brow that stays all day, and I really don't need to fill anything in. So it's crazy how we go from what I started with to this. This product's amazing. I know it makes the brows look white, but once you brush it out, I feel like that goes away. Okay, that should be enough product in the brow. I'm gonna use the brush side. So yeah, this brow gel is amazing for my quick everyday feather brow. And the thing that also just absolutely shocks me is the fact that I don't even need to waste time on filling in my brow. It's all about the shape that this gives my natural hairs. So again, towards the start of the brow, I do go straight up, and then as we get towards the second half of the brow, I start to go a bit more slanted. And I do this first because if you have a makeup on your face already, this product does not look good. It like makes the makeup get crusty and stuff. So it's best to just do this first if you're doing this. This brow hair is too long though. I need to trim it. This is not really supposed to happen. My brows are just growing out and it needs trimmed, but that's fine. We'll just go with it today, no biggie. It is obnoxiously long though. I don't like that it goes like that. But that's fine. That's how I get the brow. And you do have a little bit of play time to shape it how you want, make it look thicker if you want. But once it's set, baby, this lasts all day. It's that super trendy look, so that's how I do it. Next product. I love this product so much. I literally created a dedicated video on this Super Goop glow screen. I picked it up during the Sephora sale and I cannot stop using it. This product is amazing. So first of all, SPF, especially in the summer, is so necessary, but I love this because it adds the prettiest illumination to my face and hydration. This is perfect underneath makeup. It makes a really great face primer, but it also works great just on its own. So I'm using this to add a little bit of glow to my face. I mean, sometimes I feel like I don't want to glow to my face because I'm going to be out and sweaty, but I wanted to share this because I want to show you the pretty glowy look that you can get with this if that's what you're desiring. I would say I don't use this all the time with this style of makeup because if I'm getting sweaty, I will naturally make myself look glowy, but how perfect is this glow? It's not too much on its own, but it also is effective enough that you can use it with other products. The next step that I have is concealer. Now, I'll use all kinds of concealers, especially depending on what kind of coverage I'm getting, but one of my favorite everyday concealers for this style of makeup has been the Tom Ford Traceless Soft Matte Concealer Stick. So the fact that it's in a stick form, I think makes it quick, and it's super blendable with just your fingers. So that's another reason that I like it. So I'm just applying it to this parts of my face that are a little red, which is the center part right here. Now, depending on what I'm doing, how glam I'm going, how much coverage I want, I will use a little more, or sometimes I'll even use a little less and just put some on the under eyes. So if I'm going to be super sweaty, like, I don't wear makeup to work out, but I did go to an event the other day that involved a workout, and I wanted to have my makeup, like, I just wanted to look better. I did use a little bit of this concealer just on the under eye, but I ain't working out today, so I am applying a little bit more. But whatever I'm doing, wherever I'm going, depends on how much I add. But you only just want concealer for this really light look, because it's going to feel like you're wearing nothing. And I love this because this concealer literally feels like nothing, and it blends out so easily. And the consistency of it and finish is so skin-like that you don't need to pair it with a foundation or anything. You can just put it directly on the areas that you want that little bit of coverage, and it doesn't look like you're missing foundation on other parts of your face, because sometimes the finish of a concealer can look so concealery that it's like you need to apply foundation to kind of finish it off. Next step, now this is one that I consider optional. I don't do this all the time because it's not necessary, but if I am looking for a more put together look, I like to have a little bit of bronze on the outer parts of my face. So this Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpt Transforming Skin Enhancer is my favorite for this type of step, because it is kind of like a tinted bronzer. So it's not really full opacity, so it looks great on bare skin. I'm only using a little bit, and I'm using the shade Light. This also does have a bit of a glow as well, but I want to show you. You see how it is really just a tint. It's not adding coverage, which is great, because I don't want it to add coverage. I just want it to add a little bit of a bronziness. So you can see it's very, very natural, but one side is done. It applies beautifully over bare skin. And again, it works flawlessly with just the concealer look. It doesn't look like I put mud on my face and that I need to put on a foundation, or it doesn't look like I underpainted. It just adds a really natural bronze to the face. So this is great when I want to add that dimension to the face. But like I said, if I'm really in a hurry and I really just want bare minimum makeup, I'll skip this step, but I'm gonna add it in here to show you kind of like the most glam, not glam version of this. And then blush, I prefer for this type of makeup to use a cream blush, but because it's summer and I live somewhere humid, I want a cream blush that's gonna last. So I'll use all different kinds of cream blushes, but one of my favorites to use are the Nude Sticks ones, because they're creamy but still a little dry, which I think helps with longevity, because that is something we are also looking for. If you use a cream blush that's too malleable, right? If you start to sweat, because this is kind of like a summer-proof makeup routine, it could slip and slide all over. So if I'm not going to be somewhere hot, it doesn't matter what cream blush I'm using, but in terms of longevity, this is great. I'm going to use the shade Bohemian Rose today. Now, this one I think is the dewy color. They also have a matte one as well, but I'm just going to literally use my finger and put a little bit on. Nothing crazy, just like that. And again, I'm sharing products that go really well over bare skin, because there are certain products that need to be paired with other makeup items or it's just gonna look weird. All of these you can leave out of this routine because they're going to look great on bare skin if you do choose to use them. But I'm just using a little bit of this to give some life to the face, like that. Looks good. Now this is another optional step depending on where I'm going. I'll skip this, but since I do live in Florida, I still do need a powder. Some girls, you're not going to need powder, especially if you have dry skin. And I do have dry skin, but like I said, I do get sweaty. So I'm going to set with a little bit of the Kosas Feathery Cloud Set. It honestly does not matter what powder you use. Just make sure it's nice and lightweight so that the makeup continues to look lightweight. And I'm only applying this really in my T-zone area and then the under eyes. It also is going to subdue the shininess I had in the center of my face, but just a little bit. It doesn't really change anything other than it's going to help it last longer, and it subdued the additional glow that I didn't really need in the center of my face. And that's it for the face makeup. I mean, it looks really, really good, right? It cleared up the complexion, but it still looks like my natural skin, and we kind of readjusted color. So we took away or minimized color that we didn't want on the face, like redness and blues and all of that. And then we added a little bit of a natural bronze, and we added the type of cheek color that we want. So the skin looks great. It looks really, really natural. And if you do start to sweat because it's a hot summer day, it's not going to melt away and look terrible. Okay, now eyes, honestly, if I'm running really, really late or just don't care, all I'll do is a little bit of mascara and call it a day. I'm going to do the extra version. So for eyes, I'm going to do a wash of color. An eyeshadow stick or pot is great for this. I'm going to use the Hourglass eyeshadow stick in the shade Prism. These are really great, very quick to use. Now, I don't really recommend this product in particular, just more so this style of product. Don't get me wrong, I really like the Hourglass and I've been using it just like this. This is perfect, right? For that wash of color on the eyelid, that extra bit of glimmer, and it lasts a long time. But these I just think are very expensive for what they are. They're very, very sheer. They do have a range of colors in this collection, but they all pull super duper light. So I don't think this product is for everybody or worth the money necessarily. I got this sent to me in PR, but for what I've been using it for this particular purpose, it's great. It wears a good amount of time, and it just adds that little bit of color. But this part's completely optional. I don't do this all the time, but you see, it just added a little something. This step is really, really important. So you have to think about what's going to have the biggest impact on the face when you do minimal makeup, right? So that's going to be the eyebrows because they frame the face, and then you don't need to do a ton with complexion, but reduce redness and discolorations and spot conceal because that's going to clear up the complexion even minimally. It makes a big difference. And then eyelashes are the next big part. So I would say the part you don't want to skip is eyelashes. So I'm really curling my lashes since I don't have much to work with. And then I'm using a waterproof mascara. This is the CoverGirl Lash Blast. This is not waterproof. I think I'm out of my waterproof mascaras. Okay, I recommend either a tubing mascara or a waterproof mascara because it's going to hold the curl because they're more wax-based. I think I don't have any waterproof right now, so I'm just going to use this one. Okay, I'm just going to lightly coat this, especially get the ends of the eyelashes so that they look longer, because eyelashes are going to make a huge difference to the look, even with just minimal makeup. That's one of the target areas. What did I say? Eyebrows, eyelashes, complexion, and then lips will be the last part. So I'm going to spend a little extra time on these lashes. Then I'm going to get my lower lashes as well, but I'm not going to go as crazy. But you see how this it just makes you look prettier, right? It opens up your eyes. It makes you look like you spent more time than you did. So definitely get mascara in there. Okay, so that's it for now. I might add a second coat later, but I'm gonna show you something funny that I do. You don't need to do this. This again is only if I'm in the mood. I have a angled brush here that I use for eyeshadow eyeliner, and normally I don't even dip into an eyeshadow. I use whatever is left on here, even if it's just a little bit, just to give like a little tiny faint wing. If you want something more dramatic, dip into a quick eyeshadow or bronzer. But I literally, I mean, this is what I do, so I have to show you. With whatever is left on a brush, I just do like a little bit of a faint wing. Sometimes it turns out darker, sometimes it turns out light like this. It depends on what the last thing I used was. But you see how that added a little lift to the eye? It actually was lighter than I thought though, so I do actually want it a little bit darker today since we're going for the more glam look. So I'm just pulling into whatever I have near me just to like deepen it a little bit. Just like that. Barely any. Okay, we're on to the final part, which is lips. And obviously what I use on the lips changes all the time, but I do like a nice lip toned lip liner. So I'm going to use the About Face in Smoking Room because it's pretty close to my natural color. And I'm ever so subtly going to overline my lips. So this is that last important piece to looking more put together with absolute minimum effort. I feel like this seems like a lot. It's not when you're actually sitting down to do it. It's really quick. It's just that I have to talk and explain what I'm doing, what I'm using, and why. But keep the overlining pretty minimal because it can look very unnatural for such a natural makeup look. And then for the lips, sometimes I'll use a tinted lip balm. Sometimes I'll use a lip gloss. Today I'm using a lip oil. This one is great from House Labs. It's the tint shade. And keep it pretty neutral colored, like close to your lip color, but better. So this lip oil is great for that. And I really like lip oils because they fill in the lines of the lips and just give more of a plumpened look. Plump look. Just like that. And that's it. This is my less than 10 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes, sweat-friendly, maybe not sweat-proof, sweat-friendly summer makeup routine. And it takes minimal effort. And my hair looks terrible today. I did a long bike ride. So just pretend that it looks better, but that's it. It basically cleaned up the complexion, made it look brighter, added some pops of colors to give us some life. The eyebrows, oh my gosh, this product is the best. You have to try it if you want a quick feathery kind of look to the brow. Mascara is really important. I would say the eyeliner and eyeshadow is not necessary, but for a more glam look, it definitely helps. And then the lips, this lip oil makes a big difference. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this pretty quick tutorial on this makeup look. I've been wearing this look a ton lately just to run out, to grab dinner, things like that, errands. So yeah, make sure you like this video if you haven't already. Subscribe to my channel and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye guys, have a good one.